Hey guys, Sam Freeman here. So today it came out that GameStop is looking to change their business again. Change how they're doing things, change how they reach consumers, things like that. I've lost count of how many times GameStop has tried to unfuck themselves from the absolutely horrible position they've put themselves in by screwing over consumers over the years. And now I know a lot of people say you can't entirely blame them. They're losing a lot of money because of digital sales and shit like that. And I don't know necessarily. I'm not sure how that works. I think I think what it is less people are buying their games at a physical game store and they're going online to buy their games. Now, this move is where they're saying they're going to try to build a try a game, play it, and things like that, as well as hosting esports tournaments or things like that. They're trying to make it this one stop for all things gaming, and that includes bringing in retro games, current games, things like that. Now, this would have been a good idea 10 fucking years ago. We hardly have any local used game stores anymore. All of mine have shut down, pretty much. There used to be a play and trade near me that was awesome. They're basically taking the play and trade model because they used to have video game tournaments there, not like full blown esports or anything. And I don't think this is. It's just local game stuff. But the play and trade model was great. I loved going there. The people were great, things like that. They eventually died, and I'm not sure if that was low sales or the internet was killing them or whatever. But when it comes to buying used games, I do buy a lot of used games online, like old retro games. But I would rather go to a store to look at it, examine the case, examine the manual, look at everything before I buy it. And, I sometimes would rather pay the price for that. Sometimes you even get better prices than if you were to go online. It just depends. Plus, they would have, like, buy two, get one free deals, all that kind of stuff. But GameStop has kind of been dipping their toe into that area, and they've been selling retro games online. Now, I've never bought a retro game or a used game like that online from GameStop. I don't trust it. I don't trust what the game itself is going to look like. I don't trust if it's going to be in a case. I don't trust if it's going to have the manual. I don't trust, I just don't trust GameStop and their business practices. Even a used, like, current game, say someone loses the manual or some crap, well, you're screwed. I'd rather just go to the store, look in, and go, okay, it has the manual, and buy it used that way. Now, maybe, I'm not sure what their online sales figures are like. Maybe it is something where they, see a lot more value in going storefront with it, which I would say is probably a good thing. But I think for them to actually make an economy based on that, they have to really give people what their games are worth. Because, not entirely, of course, they got to make a profit. But if that person can go, I can make more on eBay even after fees, they're not going to give it to GameStop. And guess what? GameStop doesn't get that game. Someone looking for that game doesn't get it. And I think that totally lowballing people like that for years is really what screwed them. I mean, the reputation of GameStop is just that they're a bunch of ripoffs. They don't give a shit. The people running it don't know what they're talking about. I mean, there's so many GameStop stories. The GameStop employee stories are hilarious. Talking about people who come in not knowing what they're talking about, managers who don't even know what the hell they're doing, taking brand new games and taking the discs home and then coming back and cleaning them and, like, putting them in and saying new on it. Like, just totally shady bullshit like that. But I say all that to say this. I want there to be a storefront gaming store I want there to be a gaming storefront that actually succeeds, is great, that people love, that treats their consumers well, that I want to go to. That I go, all right, I can't wait to go down there and get stuff. Because it's sad. I used to have so many places like that. Now there's, like, one sort of near me, and they don't even have a great selection because they're not really in the best location and all that. So it's really hard, to kind of find stuff like that. And, you can go to thrift stores, and that's extremely hit or miss. You don't even know if you're going to find video games half the time. And then when you do find video games, 90% of the time it's just some fucking old sports game that's worth $2. Oh, Madden 03, great, I totally want that. It's unfortunate, but there should be a way to find all these old used games. You go to Japan, everywhere, these game stores, or at least in Tokyo and Akihabara, all that kind of stuff. They got all those used game stores and things like that. But you go in there, it's all kinds of old Famicom, Super Famicom, N64, and they're all cheap and stuff like that. Now, maybe that's just their culture and things like that, but I feel like in America, that's becoming, it's becoming like that. And I wish there was a place where, this stuff would be kind of preserved, and, you can get younger generations in there to appreciate these older games. And I know that there are ways to do that, but, I mean, to really make it feel like it's a mainstream thing, I think that would be really cool. So I hope this succeeds. I don't know if the amount of money they're going to put into this is going to totally topple them, though, because if it does, that's the end for GameStop. They're going to be so done after this if this is what they're doing. I mean, shit, I remember when they were doing what was it? They tried to make like GameStop Kids or some bullshit like that, and like what was the point of that? Intentionally limit your audience? Kids go into GameStop anyway. It doesn't make any sense. No parents going, you can't go into the video game store, kids, because there's a few games that you shoot people. It's like you don't really actually play them. I mean, I guess you can, but I mean, like, it's not like anything that's not family friendly or not for kids or something. So that just made no damn sense. I don't know who was running GameStop. It seems like every year I'm reading a story about how they have a new CEO or some shit. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. But, I really hope this is their way to actually turn this around. Because it's not working right now currently. And another thing is that the rewards program, again, is terrible. When Best Buy did the Gamers Club Unlocked thing, that totally destroyed them. I mean, I think I renewed it. I'm not exactly sure if it's expired now or if I still have it. But Gamers Club Unlocked is great. You go and you buy a game, you get 20% off, brand new. It's, or you pay for it online, you go pick it up, same day or whatever. It's great, fantastic service. I've done that many times. It's great. So if they could implement something like that and really learn to establish a true and honest relationship with their customers, because that's really the problem. Is you get so many people going in there and they take advantage of ignorant people. They take advantage of first timers. But everyone who's been there knows not to go back, especially if they're getting money. And the only people that go in there for cash more than once are people who are looking for drug money. I mean, I guarantee it, obviously. But anyway, that's really all I have to say about the GameStop situation. I hope they do good. I hope that eventually we get a game store in the future that's respectable. Come to think of it, Movie Stop was really good. I actually liked Movie Stop a lot. I never traded in movies, but it was the closest thing to like a Blockbuster for a while because all of them had shut down. But you would go in there and you make your selection. Sometimes you get really good deals on stuff. Honestly, like, I guess because movies, maybe there's just a surplus of movies as opposed to games, but you could find some really, really good movies in there on Blu-ray, things like that. Used anime DVDs, all that kind of stuff. You would get really, really good prices. I'd be in there sometimes just weighing out my options, just wondering what to get. But, they closed down, and that's unfortunate. But, what can you do? But anyway, that's really all I got to say about that, guys. Later.